Thanks, Ryan. A meeting next week to discuss management of the North Shore, and additional races have been added to a ski event this weekend in Cable. All that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start in Virginia, Minnesota, where volunteers are needed to fill several open commission seats. Commissions are appointed to help guide city councilors on a variety of policy issues. Term lengths for commissions can vary. There are more than a dozen open seats right now. Commissions with openings include the Park and Rec Board, Library Commission, and the Human Rights Commission, among others. Applications for those interested are due January 10th. Next, we head to Silver Bay for a public input meeting next week. Residents are invited to share their feedback on the North Shore Management Plan. The plan addresses several challenges currently facing those tasked with managing the North Shore. There's a short survey available asking people to discuss topics such as zoning, erosion, hazard management areas, and plan development. There will also be an information session next Wednesday the 15th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the Silver Bay Public Library. We'll have more information about that and the survey on our website. And we wrap up in Cable, Wisconsin, where the American Birkebeiner Ski Foundation is expanding race opportunities. This Sunday, they are adding an additional race day to the Pioneer Midwest Sealy Hills Classic. Leaders say they wanted to add this extra day due to recent cancellations across the Midwest. The event will now include a 5K, a 35K race, and 2 days of 20K races. Snowmaking infrastructure at their trails in Cable allow the Berkey Foundation to host such events even in times of low snow. We'll have registration details on our website. And as always, if there's something going on in your neighborhood you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we take you around the Northland, city by city.
Well, we actually have a